There's so many videos out there on YouTube of people giving advice to their 21-year-old self. What would they have done differently? What mistakes they wish they avoided? That kind of thing. And I'm always thinking, well, I'm 21. What about hearing advice from someone who is actually that young? And I know what you're thinking. What could a 21-year-old possibly know about life? Well, just hear me out. So given that I'm 21, that meant that I went to college right when COVID hit. I had an amazing fall semester in 2019, but then the following year, in March, we all got sent home. And that was basically the extent of my traditional college experience, where you're on campus, making friends, learning how to #adult. But once everything closed up, I was stuck at home like everyone else, quote unquote, learning from my computer. And I think most people, myself included, got into a rut. Whatever term you want to use, depressed or sad about what you're missing out on. I should have been out there making friends, gaining skills for my degree, and growing into an adult with responsibilities, but due to factors outside of my control, that didn't pan out. And from that experience, I learned that I could take life in two ways. And this, I honestly believe, changed my outlook on life. I could either say that my experience was ruined. I didn't get to launch properly as an adult. I missed out on so many opportunities, that I was robbed of an education, right? All of this. Or I could say this. Yes, our lives have been turned upside down completely, but that's okay. We're all now working from home, so we have to adapt to the situation. We have to become more self-reliant, learning to teach ourselves how to do things. We have to learn how to hold ourselves accountable. There's no one really looking over our shoulder at home. And by learning how to do these things, we can become truly independent. I don't honestly know that I would be where I am today if all of that didn't happen. If I just stayed the course, had a totally normal college experience, got out eventually and grabbed a normal job and worked for 40 years or whatever. Who knows? That might have been fine for me. But I honestly think that by dealing with something like that, something that really screws up your life plans, that you will discover what you really want out of life. Personally, I became laser focused on finishing my degree. I wanted nothing to do with the online learning. This is just wasting my time. Let me just beeline and get out of here. Because I realized that you can do virtually anything if you have the tenacity and the passion to teach yourself. No one told me how to do a lot of the things that I had to learn how to do. Nobody told me how to start a YouTube channel. There's no school of YouTube. You just have to teach yourself. You have to accept that nobody is really going to make you do anything once you have finished your education. All you guys out there in high school or college who are about to finish, or hey, even if you're about to start, you guys need to know that this is the last time you will probably ever have this much structure in your life. And if you don't prepare yourself for that, it's jarring once you're done. I understand that 2020 and the years to follow were terrible. So many people suffered, and I don't want to even remotely downplay that. But I personally have to thank that time for making me realize where my life was going. Wake up to the reality that you're heading towards. I was probably heading towards a life that didn't fulfill me, and I didn't really care about my field of study, but now it's so clear to me what I want to do. Whether that's music and performing, or YouTube and talking to creators, learning from other people's experiences, and I promise that this can be done if you have this mentality. Humility is really important to me, but sometimes have a little arrogance, believe that you can do it. There's nothing really stopping you. Everyone's got their bullshit weighing them down, like, oh, I can't do it. I've got things like that too, but I don't let it bother me. You've got your whole life ahead of you. Like I said, I'm 21. You can call this naivety. Maybe it is, but I believe that it's possible. And I think you might surprise yourself with what you're able to achieve. All right, guys, I'll catch you later.